Hello everybody. I'm Alex, the Fat Ass Cat, and this is a long-term reliability review of the GPM Driveshafts for the Traxxas Maxx. Now, I released an initial review right when these came out, when I first received them. The Traxxas Maxx was a very new truck then. That was like 6 months ago. But I've been running these axles ever since. They've been very good to me. I've had zero problems. They work very well. They're very easy to install. And on top of all of that, they're quite affordable. This truck has been running not on a 4S system, but on a ARMA 6S system since December. It is now the end of April. These drive shafts have held up no problem, and I definitely recommend them to anybody looking to save a couple bucks over the Traxxas upgrades. Now, that being said, it's not as clear-cut now as it was then on what you should buy for the Maxx. Traxxas has come out with the wide Maxx kit. They have their still CVs. In my opinion, the GPMs are still a better value. You can get them for about 65 bucks shipped. Well, okay. You can get them for about 70 bucks shipped on eBay. You can also get them from GPM's website for a little bit cheaper, but there's going to be shipping on top of this. So that's where I would go. I'd grab them on eBay if you could. The other thing to think about when you're looking at these is when you buy the Traxxas CVs, those are going to be about $120 for just the CVs. So make sure you get the correct one for your wide kit versus the regular width kit. The other thing is that you need the Reveiw 2.0 style hubs, and you also need the nuts. So that'll cost you anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. Depending on where you get them. You could also get them on Jenny's RC for even cheaper. But that's another cost you have on top of the additional axles. These GPMs are nice because the hubs, at least on the ones I have, are Reveiw 1.0 style hubs. So these axles actually work with the stock spacer system, which is quite nice for anybody looking to save a couple bucks while still having a reliable vehicle. Here I have hot racing 10mm axle extenders. This is what I prefer over the wide Maxx kit. The truck looks a little bit less ridiculous. In my opinion, this kind of wide stance, it starts looking kind of like a monster truggy. It's not my favorite thing. So this is what I stuck with, and they've been quite reliable for me. So that's kind of the end of the review. Kind of wanted to just touch base with people that these have held up extremely well. I bashed the snot out of this thing. I've upgraded a few things, as you can see, but they're very good. But the last thing I need to say is that this is the first version that GPM released. They now have 3 different versions of these. Before I was making this review, I thought there was only 2. Now there's 3. So when you go to GPM's website, this is the first version. And this is quite important because this changes kind of what you can do down the road. So these are the first versions they released. This uses the Reveiw 1.0 style hubs, and that's kind of what you want if you want to be able to upgrade this thing. To use hot racing extenders, whatever. The second one they released was this. This has a slightly different stub axle. You can see it has proprietary metal hexes, and it uses different bearings. So I would avoid this, because otherwise whenever you buy a bearing kit, you have to use these bearings, which I don't even think they tell you what they are. Nope, no, they do, but still kind of a pain in the butt. And these metal hexes and everything are proprietary. If those metal hexes strip out, you can't replace them without buying a new one. So I would just avoid this in general. They also have a newer kit. I've heard zero feedback from anybody on this. This has kind of Reveiw 2.0 style hexes, but I'm not sure how compatible this is going to be with anything. Again, these bearings look like they're a different size from the stock bearings. These axles use the stock bearings. These don't. Again, that makes it difficult when you're changing bearings out later down the road. So again, I would avoid these as well. So if you're going to get the GPM drive shafts, it's a very good value. Just make sure you buy these and not either of these. Yep. Anyway, so that was hopefully a quickish video, 4 minutes. Sorry I took so much of your time, and I hope it helped you out in your decision making down the road with your Traxxas Maxx. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a good day. Fat Ass Cat, out.